Is Pluto a planet? No. Okay, that's the end of the video. See ya. Psych! Well, not psych about Pluto not being a planet. That is true, at least according to the International Astronomical Union, or IAU. In 2006, they ruled that in the solar system, a planet is a celestial body that is in orbit around the sun, has sufficient mass to assume hydrostatic equilibrium, which is a nearly round shape, and has cleared the neighborhood around its orbit. And that ruling went down without controversy, right? That makes Pluto, which is literally spelled exactly the same way as the word planet, sort of, not a planet anymore. It's okay, one. You weren't the only one kicked out of your group of friends. Pluto's in that same boat. And so am I. Anyways, let's get back to answering the question. Why is Pluto not a planet? Or has it secretly still been a planet this whole time? Well, no. The IAU ruling is very clear that it's not. But either way, let's just get into the video and answer the question, is Pluto a planet? I'm going to go over some reasons why people think it should be a planet, and then I'm going to examine why some people think it shouldn't be a planet. We'll hear out both sides, so for now, let's just say I'm Switzerland to get started, shall we? So one reason I've seen people give for why Pluto should be a planet is that it's big. Now, if you ask me, that's not a good enough reason for something to be considered a planet. If we say something is a planet because it's big, we'll have a lot more planets than we could deal with. Huh? How the fuck did that get in the video? Sorry about that. So another reason why people think Pluto should be a planet is because the clearing the neighborhood argument is, some believe, to put it scientifically, fucking dumb. So basically, clearing the neighborhood means that the planet is sufficiently massive that it is the only body in its immediate vicinity of around a similar size, except for any natural satellites. So it got rid of everything in its orbital neighborhood. So if the moon were the only object orbiting the sun, it would have a cleared neighborhood and be a planet. But if Jupiter had, 1,000 Saturns in its orbital neighborhood, it would no longer be a planet. Instead, it would be a dwarf planet. Does this look right to you? I should clarify that the clearing the neighborhood requirement only applies to the solar system and not exoplanets, but extending it to exoplanets has been considered before. Those who say Pluto should be a planet think that this is, again, to put it scientifically, fucking dumb. But now, let's examine why some people think Pluto shouldn't be a planet. Probably the biggest reason, beyond the whole clearing the neighborhood debacle, is that, well, we would just have way too many planets to deal with. Actually, this sort of problem has occurred before. Back in 1801, astronomers found an object in between Mars and Jupiter, an object called Ceres. It was initially considered a planet, as was a similar object found in 1804 named Juno. But when more and more objects of a similar size were found in that region, astronomers began to feel a little uneasy about calling them all planets because of just how many there were. So they stopped calling them planets and began calling them asteroids, which is why we have 8 planets in the solar system instead of a few more. Funnily enough, Ceres was also classified as a dwarf planet in 2006, the same year that Pluto was, so at least it's got that. So, is Pluto a planet? Well, if you ask the IAU, no it isn't, but lots of people disagree with that. There have been attempts to create a geophysical definition of the word planet, which would result in Pluto being classified as a planet, again, as well as the dwarf planets Ceres, Orcus, Haumea, Quaoar, Makemake, Gongong, Eris, and Sedna, and the planetary mass natural satellites of the Moon, Io, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto, Mimas, Enceladus, Tethys, Dione, Rhea, Titan, Iapetus, Miranda, Ariel, Umbriel, Titania, Oberon, Triton, and Charon. So if you want to call Pluto a planet, then you can just say that you're using a geophysical definition. But instead of 8 planets, we would now have 36. So if you're fine with that, then yeah, Pluto is a planet, I guess. But regardless of what title we give Pluto, that doesn't change the fact that it's still a very interesting celestial body. It has a large moon, the aforementioned Charon, that is so massive that the two seem to orbit around each other, which would make them a double planet, or a double dwarf planet, or whatever. Isn't that epic? I think it is. So don't worry, Pluto. Planet or not, you're still awesome, and you still have fans. And even air conditioners. You get it? Yeah. Okay, that's the end of the video. Bye.